Hi, I'm Phil Turek. Welcome to my landing page. This is where I'm going to start providing short videos explaining to you step by step the process that we need to work through together to ban gerrymandering nationwide. Thank you for coming. It is complicated and you need to have some understanding of what gerrymandering actually is, as well as what the implications are when we're successful in actually banning it nationwide. Gerrymandering was invented in 1812. It's named after Governor Gerry of Massachusetts. He signed off on legislation where the state redrew congressional maps that gave their political party a dominant advantage relative to the size of the population. If you go to Wikipedia to refresh yourself on what gerrymandering is like, they have an example that says, here's a group of 50 people. 40% of them are yellow, 60% of them are blue. How do you draw 5 congressional districts that fairly represent that proportion of the population? And they give 2 examples that show fair representation, where yellow is 40% of the Congress and blue is 60% of the Congress. But they also show examples where it could be redrawn, where blue, even though they're 60% of the population, they get all the representation in Congress. And trying to go the other way, even though yellow is only 40% of the population, they could redraw the map so that they have 60% of the representation in Congress. The advantage, if you happen to be in the dominant political party after gerrymandering, is that more pork barrel federal funds can flow to your political party. Of course, it will have less oversight, less accountability, more corruption, and it'll go to funding things that are just so narrowly specific to one little specialty group that the rest of the country would not have gone along with it had they had fair representation. If you are in the minority party after gerrymandering, you are just out of luck. You are what I refer to as being a political zombie, someone who still has to pay your taxes, yet has no political representation. That is exactly what was the motivation for the American Revolution in the first place. We're going to fix that. It's not easy. It's a multi-step process. It involves you learning, first of all, what gerrymandering is and what the pluses and minuses are as we go through this. Learning about how to interact with Congress in a respectful way. We're going to have little trios of bipartisan groups from each constituency go and speak our mind in a very respectful way. So we're going to resurrect a dead bill, Senate Bill 5335 from the 117th Congress, a dead Congress. Along the way, we're going to try to resurrect all the political souls of these political zombies, people who've been gerrymandering into no longer having a voice. So enjoy this process as we go through it. I'm grateful that you're here. Please adhere to the concept of gracious professionalism, which is from the first robotics-inspired competition. It refers to the fact that the teams who are competing to win the prize sometimes compete with each other and at other times cooperate with those same former competitors or future competitors. And what they're really trying to do is demonstrate respectful competition and build everyone up, not just a bloodletting game of shirts versus skins, winner take all. We have a Congress right now that is polarized and paralyzed because of gerrymandering that allows only extremists to be running for Congress. When we're successful banning gerrymandering, candidates for Congress will be forced to be more moderate, be more cooperative with other members of their constituency. So that's what we're working at. Stand by. I'm going to be adding additional videos to the same YouTube channel playlist. Thank you for watching.